What's up, fighting game fans and Vicious765 fans alike? This is obviously Vicious765 here. I haven't made a video like this in a long while. Had a lot of stuff going on, with work and this weight loss competition. I'm trying to, win for 600 smackaroos. But I wanted to throw out a theory out there, and it kind of makes sense to me, and I'm hoping it'll make sense to you. Actually, it's more than kinda when you really think about it. So after seeing the Tekken 7 Fatal Retribution trailer, obviously we see the new costumes and everything, and it sort of occurred to me, they asked for this, but it's not like they didn't ask for this in Tekken 6 or even Tekken Tag 2. So this is what I gotta say about that. So in fighting games, especially 3D fighters more than anything, it's important to actually change a character's outfit. And I want to get to that here in a second. Let's just examine Tekken's history. So we look back at Tekken 1, and all the characters had their costumes, Noise. And then in Tekken 2, the characters, they got different costumes. They had gotten different costumes. Some even gotten upgraded versions of themselves, like Jack 2 and whatnot. They got new 2P costumes. Some of them got new 1P costumes. And, if it was just graphical, upscaling with some of them, it was still pretty good. But for the most part, they got new costumes. And there was a 2-year gap between the King of Iron Fist Tournament 1 and the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2. So, now, Kazuya, notably, he, instead of having like a t-shirt and jeans, he got like this, fishnet shirt with this white coat and like these it sounds ridiculous as I'm saying it, but like these blue jeans with these steel toe boots, shit like that. I think Nina, she had gotten like some sort of like green spandex or something like that, that wasn't in Tekken 1, and Yoshimitsu changed completely, and so did Kunimitsu. And with characters like Ganryu and Kuma, I mean, I guess there's really not much more room for improvement, but obviously Jack 2 looks different from Jack 1. Anyway, now let's talk about the transition from Tekken 2 to 3, which, not all characters stayed in. Paul, he sort of like has his hallmark or his he has his gi. And he also has his motorcycle outfit, which he's had, but he's bulked up since Tekken 2 and whatnot. And Heihachi, he's definitely changed his outfits. Julia definitely looks different from Michelle, because their outfits aren't the same. Julia wears a skirt and Michelle actually wears like shorts and shit, I think it was. Right? Am I tripping? Anyway, then we go, let's take the skip from Tekken 2 to Tekken 4. Obviously there's been a lot of growing and stuff. So, Kazuya, he has a different pair of pants, karate pants, and he has, I forget what it was. It was like a black dress shirt or something like that with some sunglasses. I didn't really care for that outfit, but anyway. Then we go to Tekken 5, Tekken 4 to Tekken 5, and Kazuya, he changes his outfit again. Now, here's what I want you to step back and take a look at, because people have been asking for new outfits for a long time. And it's not like I'm trying to defend Namco, but I think it kind of makes sense for what they're trying to portray. So in Tekken 1 to Tekken 2, there was a time skip, 2-year time skip, and they actually grew. Everybody grew, Everybody grew a bit. They're older now. They probably changed the sense of fashion, and it's just a time skip. They wouldn't be wearing the same thing, the exact same things, 2 years later, of course. Then we have Tekken 3, Tekken 2 to Tekken 3, 18-year gap. Now, the only people that would be wearing the same things, I guess, would be Paul in that scenario, right? That's the only people, right? Paul wasn't wearing the same thing, but he has his motorcycle outfit, and I think it got beefed up a bit. Then he has his karate gi, which you can't get rid of that. That's his fighting outfit, which is kind of worn by now, in case you haven't noticed in the later installments of the games. But everybody grew. Paul grew 18 years older, and so did Heihachi. And Heihachi, he grew, and as a result of that, you can see that they have different stuff. So from Tekken 3 to Tekken 4, it's another 2 year gap. And people, they still all changed their outfits. Even Paul changed up this time. He changed it to tucking in his karate gi, like wearing it around his waist and shit. The karate shirt, or what's the word for it? Anyway, karate top, let's just call it that. And he had his t-shirt. He even changed his hair and everything, which I kind of wish they would let Paul just like grow instead of like reverting him back. But I kind of like his hairstyle the way it was. But anyway, yeah, so 2 year gap. That's another 2 years. I know you guys see where I'm going with this by now. Hopefully I don't have to explain it. Then we go to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5, in which the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5 took place a couple of months down the line from the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Now, here's the thing. It's been 2 years between Tekken 3 and Tekken 4, and it's been a couple of months between Tekken 4 and Tekken 5. So they changed their outfits, you know. They all grew a little bit in a couple of months. I think they grew a little bit, but, you know, then going from Tekken 5 to Tekken 6, not many of them really changed their outfits unless you count, like, DR changes. And I think part of that stems from the fact that a lot of them didn't really grow too much. I mean, I don't think there was that much growing to do, possibly, between that couple of months between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Even though there was a couple months between Tekken 4 to Tekken 5, it might have been more of a time. Actually, no, what was it, 2 to 3 months, or was it 6 months? Anyway, they might have grown a little bit after Tekken 4, after that tournament, after, you know, being reunited with some of the older characters like Martial Law and Kazuya and whatnot. Maybe they grew a little bit and they changed their outfits a little. But from Tekken 5 to Tekken 6, I don't know if there was really, because you see that they normally had like years in between to like change up and whatnot, and they could have changed, developed a whole new attitude, a whole new feel. They could have like gained some muscle mass or whatever, and they could have like done a couple of those things between Tekken 4 to 5, you know, after, you know, running into so much competition from the past and whatnot. And from Tekken 5 to 6, it's like, how much more could they have grown when nothing's really changed besides Jin? You know, it just seemed like, you know, a couple months later, here's another Tekken tournament. So it's like, you know, they're not really getting rid of any of their old outfits. You know, the 2 years between Tekken 3 and Tekken 4, they could have changed up their outfits a couple of times, like during the, you know, that 2 years that, you know, doesn't go on to the game. You know, but this is a couple months later. Like a couple months later, there's no reason. They probably didn't grow that much, as I said, and there's probably like really no reason to even change. But we look at Tekken 7, Fated Retribution. I just wanted to go ahead and skip to that. Tekken 7 Fated Retribution, and this is, I'm going to touch up on what I said I was going to touch up a little later on in the video right now. And Tekken 7 Fated Retribution is or in 3D fighters in general, is very important that you actually change the look of the character, because one, it keeps the game looking fresh. It keeps people wanting to come back and, you know, see their characters look all, you know, dandied up. And then two, it just tells a story. Some of these outfits, certain outfits, they tell a story. Like Brian, he's wearing this outfit. He's all decked out. Like, you thought he went full out insane, right? Between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6. Like, maybe something's a bit different now. Maybe his goals in Tekken 7 are a bit more maniacal than just going around starting wars and shit. And Xiao Yu definitely looks like a woman. You know, she doesn't look like that little girl that we knew in Tekken 3, that we used to see the CG art every time we fought her in Tekken 3. She looks like a woman. She looks grown. She doesn't look 18. She looks like she's in her 20s. You know what I mean? And I took notice of that, and I started thinking, well, you know what? That kind of makes sense why she wouldn't have changed outfits between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6, because she didn't really grow. Like, she was still 18. You know what I mean? Nothing had changed in between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 that much. But, you know, in Tekken 4 to 5. I mean, that's a couple of months and some things that happened. She kept the pink shirt, didn't she? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like these characters are growing, and the type of outfits that they choose, it kind of like makes sense that Tekken 7 Faded Retribution, it might be a time skip in between Tekken 6 and Tekken 7. I don't know how long that time is, but judging the way Xiao Yu looks, I want to say it's been at least she's 18 in Tekken 5 and 6, right? I want to say it's been at least 2 or 3 years or something like that. I would like to say that because I mean, honestly, all the characters that they're getting new outfits, especially like how, Martial Law, he changed his looks up, so he's definitely done some growing. Even though, he's an older character, he's definitely done some growing. But that's just what I wanted to say. It's not like I'm trying to defend Namco for not changing the outfits between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6, but I'm just saying it kind of makes sense if you think about how these characters didn't really grow that much in between Tekken 5 and Tekken 6. I mean, it even says it in the storylines, basically. Brian didn't do anything different in Tekken 6 that he didn't do in Tekken 5, And the only thing Xiao Yu did was fall asleep, apparently. Like, she wanted to, rescue Jin the same as she did in Tekken 5. She wanted to help Jin, the Mishima's out, same as she did in Tekken 5. And Kazuya still wanted to kill Jin, and Jin still wanted to kill Kazuya. But the only difference being is Jin turned evil, so I guess that's why he changed his outfit. I mean, do you see where I'm going with that scenario that I just presented to you? Do you see that it may be a time skip, and attitudes may have changed, and characters may be a bit wiser? But let me know what you think. Please comment and let me know what you think. Vicious765 out. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be streaming San Andreas today. Peace.